I've made a lot of mistakes ever since starting OnlyFans management, and there are 5 that come to mind that were so egregious that I decided to make a video about them and tell you 5 things that I will never do again in OFM. Now, I will never do these again. Maybe you will decide to do them. Maybe you know better than I do. I know that I thought that I knew better than everybody and everything, and I went and made my own mistakes. I'm the type of guy, I like to make my own mistakes. People tell me not to do something. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll just try it anyway. And it's not even like the things on this list people had told me not to do, but I went and did them anyway. I like to experiment, I like to try new things. I like to keep an open mind and make my own decisions and assessments based on what I think about a certain situation or opportunity. However, in this video, I'm going to give you 5 things that I will never do again in OFM. Number 1, pay for a method or coaching from somebody that I don't know personally or who does not have any skin in the game, either skin in the game with me or skin in the game with their business being on the line or something like that. Now, I understand that this is ironic because I do sell, mainly it's boot camps. I have some old info products that are for sale, which are very good. If you need help with recruiting, it's probably the best one. But I realize the irony of this. And the reason why I won't do it anymore is because most people who sell methods, they might be good at whatever they're selling. They might be world class at the thing they're teaching. But what they're not good at is passing that information on to other people. They're not good at teaching the method. They are not good. Like, here's what you got to understand. And this is why, if you can understand this, then a lot more opportunities will open up to you, right? Just because somebody is good at something does not mean they are good at teaching that thing. And just because somebody is bad at something does not mean that they are not good at teaching that, or it does not mean that they are not good at teaching that thing. Yeah, same thing. So like I have taught, over the past 2 years, I've helped a lot of people make a ton of money with OnlyFans management. And I didn't even really start making enough money to, talk about it publicly since last month. But if you polled people and asked them, random OFM guy off the street who's seen my videos, have you learned anything from him that helped you make more money? Chances are they would probably say yes. I think most people would say yes. I think I've helped, at least from what I hear from people. And I know that a lot of those people are making way more money than me, and they found success much faster than I did, despite the fact that I did not find that success myself until recently. So the mistake that I have made, that most people make, because it's a common mistake, is you see somebody who's really good at something and you're like, oh, that person can teach me how to do it because they're good and they've done it before. It's a common selling point for gurus. Be like, oh, don't listen to those other guys. They don't make any money, but listen to me because I've done it before. And you're like, oh, well, okay, yeah, that makes sense, I guess, logically, right? How can you teach something if you've never done it? But the reality is that if you are a good teacher and you understand the material conceptually, then that is more valuable, I would argue, than being a bad teacher and understanding the material, right? And I can pretty much every single time that I've bought something from somebody, there are some exceptions, but most of the products that I bought from people, whether it's coaching or what was the other one I was talking about? Info products have been, I don't want to say a waste of money, but what they promised was not what was actually delivered. It was poorly written, it was poorly conveyed, and it required a lot of back and forth between me and the seller if they even decided to respond. Because once they sell you something, they're like, oh, well, my obligation's done, fuck you, good luck. So it required a lot of back and forth. I'm not going to name any names. I will mention, however, one notable exception to this rule that helped me quite a bit and helped me to understand and really was a major game changer for me was Razvan's program, his traffic program. And this is like over a year ago that I went through it. So that is one notable exception that definitely helped me level up. And he was, his program was good. I'm not sure what it is now. I haven't been in there for a while. And he also, I had somewhat of a relationship with him. So he gave me some personal attention, but it was good. And also, I had a model who fucking hit it right away. So but you could argue that she hit it right. There was some luck there, let's be honest. she hit it right away because I told her what to do that was good. Although she really just made the same shit over and over. But that kind of started my, my journey down the path of like make viral content. So anyway, that is one thing that I will never do again, is really buy any sort of info product or coaching from somebody who I don't believe is 100% committed to my success, and they're also good at teaching material. Number 2 thing that I'll never do again in OFM, and this may be controversial, I don't give a fuck, is hire a woman in any capacity other than OnlyFans model. Now, before I talk about why I will never hire women, I want to tell you that that doesn't mean that the men that I hire are all amazing and incredible and wonderful. No, most of the men are fucking stupid idiots that are not worth hiring either. But like, all things being equal, you have a better chance of getting somebody who's motivated and has potential if you hire a man than you do if you hire a woman. So I've hired many women before, and I've never once had a good experience with them. I had a decent experience once with my original recruiter that I hired, until I found out that she'd been faking her reports and just kept collecting paychecks. So it is what it is. Shit happens. That was kind of also on me for not checking her work sooner or checking it more frequently. But still, you expect your average worker to have enough of a sense of honor or respect for your employer, or even like a sense of self-preservation to not do something like that. Now, that's not why I won't hire women. The reason I won't hire women, there's a couple of reasons. Maybe I'll make a video about it. But basically, they don't have enough pressure on them to do a good job, because they are not, they can always just go find a man to take care of them and fucking buy them dinner and support them and pay their fucking, what is it called? Child support payments and shit. And they have that as an option. They have that as an escape route. So that's one reason. The second reason, also slightly related to that, is that many women have a fucking kid. And like, you would think, this is what I thought when I started, taking applications for people. I was like, oh, this chick's a single mom. She must really want money. So that means I'm going to get a lot of work out of her. And that conceptually, that's plausible, let's say. But in reality, the reality of the situation is that if a woman is a single mom, she's going to use the kid as an excuse as to why she can't do stuff. Oh, sorry, I couldn't do that because my kid is sick. Oh, sorry, I couldn't do that because my kid fucking is home for the summer, is home for spring break, is home for Christmas break, and they're here now and I have to fucking make them sandwiches. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, no, I'm sorry, just no. Women also, I believe, have less personal responsibility. Like, they're less likely to take responsibility and be like, oh, my bad, I fucked up. In fact, I've never seen that ever from a woman who's like, unless you really, really, really put the screws to them, they will never say, oh, my bad, that was my mistake, I fucked up, it won't happen again. Whereas with a man, it's more likely. Again, like I said, doesn't mean all men are perfect. So I just find that they're inferior workers, even knowledge workers or fucking computer workers. It's just not, they don't have as much motivation, they don't have as good a work ethic, and they are more quick to come up with excuses as to why they can't do anything. Again, doesn't mean the men are amazing. Men have these problems as well, but I feel like the likelihood that you find somebody good as a man is much better. Number 3, speaking of hiring, the thing that I'll never do again in OFM is hire somebody that I am not 100% sure about. So, I am always hiring. I'm always dealing with new applications. It's a daily thing for me, daily, every day, 7 days a week. I'm either posting a job ad, or I'm taking applications, or I'm putting people through the fucking filtering system, or I'm training new people. And I'm doing all of that stuff every single day. Well, maybe not post the job ads every single day, but I'm always, always, always looking for new people. And the reason for that is because when you hire a good employee, that person is it's so valuable, so valuable. You guys don't understand whether that person is a model. I really need to start doing this with models again also. I'm going to start with the recruiting. But whether that person's a model, that's actually a really good idea. Whether they're a model, whether they're a chatter, whether they're a fucking assistant, whatever it is, when you get somebody who's good, who's motivated and dedicated and fucking smells what the rock is cooking, then they're just a super valuable addition to your organization, and they're worth their weight in gold. You know, not literally, I guess that would be like billions of dollars, but figuratively. And on the flip side, when you hire somebody that you're not 100, like, okay, let me put it to you like this. All of the chatters who I've hired who are good, I passed them through, and maybe I didn't think like they would be as good as they are today. Like, straight up, if you guys watch this, I didn't think that you guys would be as good as you are today. I'm pleasantly surprised. But at least I didn't hire you and I was thinking like, oh man, this guy, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he fucking quit, or I wouldn't be surprised if he fucked up and, you know, didn't sell anything. None of them triggered those alarm bells. However, sometimes you hire somebody, sometimes you pass somebody through, and it's like, man, I know I'm really only doing this because I need somebody. I need a body on that account. But you can tell it's going to lead to problems. You can tell they're not going to do the job that you want them to do. You can tell they're not going to put the amount of effort into it, or they're just not smart enough, or they're not good enough, or they're not talented enough, which, by the way, I believe all of that can be compensated for by extreme effort. But, you know, are they going to do that? Probably not, but maybe they will, and you'll be surprised. But I have yet to be surprised. So now when I hire somebody, I want to be 100% sure, and I'll still make mistakes, I'm sure, but I want to be 100% sure that this person is a good fit for the role. Now, obviously, you still have to train them properly. You still have to motivate them properly. You still have to expose them to the correct stimuli that will draw the most out of them. But, you know, it is what it is. Number 4, thing I'll never do again in OFM is sell a product or service that I do not have 100% control over. So this is always a risk, right? I had a Snapchat bot that I created. Well, I didn't create it. That I partnered with somebody. This is maybe like a year ago, honestly, at this point. Sold it for $500. It was, I don't even remember what it was. I think it was a Snapchat AI bot. And it had like unlimited use or something like that. And it would chat with it was basically Cupid AI, basically what it was. It would chat with the fans and get them to fucking go to OnlyFans and subscribe. Now there's Cupid AI, or Simp Hunter Bot, which is a white label, you know, version of Cupid AI at 30% discount, link in the description, just saying. But when I came out with mine, I don't know how to create a fucking LLM. I don't know how to make an AI that will pretend to sound like a girl that's actually good. I partnered with this fucking 17-year-old kid, and the deal was very primitive. Like, you make the thing, I'll sell the thing, and we'll split the profits. And what ended up happening is that we did that, and we split the profits, and it broke after like 3 days. And I had already sent him the money, and he had already spent the money. He already spent it. So I'm on the hook for fucking, I think we sold it to 12 people at $500 a pop. And then I'm on the hook, not for just the $3,000 that I collected from people, but from the $6,000 that total. So I'm out $6,000, and it was a very expensive lesson for me that I obviously have no desire to repeat again. When it comes to like, so I sell boot camps also occasionally, and those are also a risk because, you know, if let's say I do the boot camp with somebody and they fail to deliver, or they stop delivering after a certain period of time, and I already give them their cut of the money, then it's like, well, I'm on the hook for that. So now with the boot camps, it's, I guess, a little bit different because I can at least filter for people that I have better relationships with. With the Snapchat girlfriend, like, I never had a conversation, never had a call with this guy, like just some text exchanges a lot. Like, we talked a lot, but it wasn't now the way it is. But if I don't have 100% control over like the money coming in, and like I hold the funds, and really now, like, what it kind of is like I could actually teach the program myself, and I don't really need the partner. That was just really my clever way of like getting that info from those people and making a little bit of money. But what I really wanted was not necessarily the fucking $3,000, $4,000 from the boot camp, but it was the info that the people that I was partnering with had. And I just kind of structured the boot camp as a way to make extra money and get that info for free. Number 5, thing I'll never do again in OFM is hire a chatting agency. So I have heard that there are good chatting agencies. I've heard they exist. I have heard that, they're out there. I know a lot of them are making a lot of money, but I've never worked with one. I've worked with 5 chatting agencies, 6 actually. The 6th one, we didn't really, it was like 2 days maybe, and they did sell a little bit, but they actually were professional enough to end the partnership, well, actually they did lag a little bit and I had to chase them. Anyway, 6 chatting agencies. None of them ever did anything for me. Well, that's not true. Actually, I had one that was decent and would actually sell. But they ended up fucking up major fuck ups twice that almost got accounts banned. So I had to fire them. Anyway, the problem with chatting agencies, number 1, is that the chatters don't work for you. So their jobs are not in danger if they do a bad job or if they fuck up. Worst case scenario, the owner will just move them to another account, and they're usually paid less than what is required to properly motivate a chatter to do a good job, I believe. I don't know what all these people are paid, but like, number 1, if you're paying chatters by the hour, they're not going to be that motivated to sell and do a good job. So your chatting strategy has to like actually be fucking copy paste type shit. And I have yet to ever see a copy paste chatting strategy that will generate a lot of money at scale across a multitude of different types of accounts. So there's a lot of problems with chatting agencies, but the main one is that I have never worked with one that gave me a satisfactory result where I didn't want to strangle well, that's not true. It's a little extreme. I've tried working with a lot of them and I don't work with any of them now. So that should tell you everything you need to know. Also, on the other side of this equation is the fact that when you hire and train and manage chatters yourself, not only do you have more control, but the people are more loyal to you and you can implement changes much faster and with much more reliability than you can if you are working with a chatting agency who, again, like you're playing telephone because you have to talk to the fucking owner or whoever your point of contact is. He has to talk to the manager has to talk to the chatter. And like, if the chatter can be fucked to do what he's instructed to do for his $2 an hour plus 3% commission, it's just not good. And I believe that the way that I hire and train chatters, and that's not even fucking perfect. Like I'm frustrated every day. I'm just want to strangle some people every day. At least one person I want to fucking strangle. My top guys are good though. Well, one of them drives me fucking crazy, but he brings in numbers. So like, credit to him, I guess. Anyway, those are the 5 things I will never do again in OFM. Let me know what you think about that. Like the video, click the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.